I'm not in a rush.
That's good.
Because I really do have something to say. But before I do, I want to bring a few people with me. Got some ancestors here that I want to invite with me here today. And I'm going to take their pictures out so I can see them while I do what I do.
That's all right.
And that it's customary for me to do something for myself before I speak. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercy never comes to an end. They are new every morning. New morning. Great is thy faithfulness, O Lord. Great is thy faithfulness. Because I'm an old Southern Baptist girl, I need thee, oh, I need thee. Every hour I need thee. Oh, bless, hey, bless me now, my Savior. I come to thee. Now, when we felt it a little bit, we made it very personal and we began to say, I call because I need thee. I call because I need thee. Oh, bless me now.
Bless me now.
My Savior. I come, to thee. And if we felt really good, we said, let the church say yes. Hey, yes. Oh, don't you feel him in the room? Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Let the church say yes. Usher in your own help. I know y'all are here, and I appreciate it. But sometimes you got to feel it down in your soul, and I do this morning. I want to invite and acknowledge my anchors. My queen is here this morning. I love my mama. Y'all get to love on her too, but she's mine. And I have to acknowledge my daddy. He's sitting up here with me, Staff Sergeant Travis White. My forever love, Timothy Charles Janak. He's watching. Hey, baby, I see you. And my babies, Noel, Houston, Blake, and Taylor is with her dad as he's taking her back to start and begin her second year in law school at the Notre Dame University. And all the ancestors whose spirits I carry, thank you. I've got them lined up. Somebody, though, tried to trick me. She said, I'll see you soon. And I looked at it yesterday and I said, oh, you'll see me soon. But her spirit kept being closer and closer and closer. And I was sitting back in the office and I said, she's here. I know she's here somewhere. She's here. Now, you like to took me out coming down this aisle when I saw you, but she's here. My cousin Allison Bird, I was with her last week, and she's here with me today. I thank you so much. All my friends who are here, I see you, Susan, Yolande, Treese, Kim, Corrie, everybody, all y'all, my family, everybody's here. I also want to acknowledge all of my friends, my classmates, class of 1982, Theodore Roosevelt High School. I know y'all out there watching me today. Thank you so much. And my family. And yesterday, something remarkable happened. I was on posting on social media, and I ran across a post from one of my friends. And I didn't know what was going on, so I immediately called her and I began to pray. She was in Oakland, California, and she said that Carmen, my brother, was shot 8 times as he sat in his car after he had finished taking care of his boat, and he was sitting in his car and someone got out of their car, came up on him and started pumping bullets inside of him. Then the other person that was in the car with him shot from the car, meaning to kill him. He does not know why he was targeted. He was able to tell the police, he said, I've never seen these people before in my life. All I was doing was sitting in my car. Yesterday, in the afternoon, she texted me and said, he's awake. He's talking to me. He's talking to the family. He's alert. And I was so grateful for the opportunity to pray with her and to stand with her. You absolutely never know who you're standing for. You absolutely never know who you're standing for and who you're standing with. So I told her today that I would ask you all to continue to pray for Stephen Mitchell as he recovers. Amen? Amen. My message is, we won't be silent anymore. Now, I had somebody come for me a little bit. Y'all Unitarians are interesting. She said, Unitarians be silent? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. And you know what I know? What I realize is that everybody's not speaking up about everything. There are things that are happening in our world currently that folks are quite silent about. Folks that you would think would say something. They're seeing, but not saying. So I said, you know, ma'am, I didn't even know the lady. I said, ma'am, perhaps you are speaking up, but I'm speaking to the folks who are not, who are watching stuff happen and are real tight-lipped. And I don't really just want to speak about the political climate that's happening, but I also want to address what you're being silent about on the inside of you. What are you keeping quiet about? What is in hush tones on the inside of you?
All right.
When is the last time you swung on some ish that tried to come for you? Or come for your family or for your people? When was the last time? Think about that. Who did I come for? I came for the brilliant, the magnificent, the powerful. Those of us who have a gift, know you got it, but don't nobody else know about it.
Well,
You so quiet. We don't even know that you're here. You're living in the shadows of life. Some of us sitting in here today, I love the word ish because you can just say it. It helps a man, as my mother-in-law would say, if you're watching Charlene, it helps a man. Because sometimes you want to say some other words. But I told my friend Confidence, I said, listen, the way you said it on your Facebook post, I can't quite say it like that in the church house. But the sentiment is the same. So sometimes you just have to say ish. There's some stuff and there's some layers of things that we possess that nobody knows about. You have some dreams that you're quiet about. You have some stuff going on in your life that you're being quiet about, that you won't raise your hand and say, I need some help with that. I can't do that by myself. I'm in a world of hurt. I'm broken. I'm stuck. There's some ish. So who did I came for you. I came for you this morning. I came for the one who everybody sees as profound, and you always have something to say until you have to say it about you. Then you want to be closed mouth. Then you want to be quiet. If we can't see you, we can't hear you. I came like Queen Esther for such a time as this to wake you up. You can't stay asleep. Now, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I see some of your faces, and some of your names I do know. So if you start trying to go to sleep on me, I am going to call you out. Just saying.
That's how I do.
That's how I do. Thank you, David. That's how I do. I want you to know that you're brilliant, you're magnificent, you're powerful, you are an unrepeatable miracle. Why would you stay quiet about that? I want to experience that every time I come in contact with you. When you hide, I don't get to see it. I don't get to experience it. So today I came to wake you up.
Come on.
I came to wake you up out of your convenience, out of your comfort. You cannot come forward being convenient and comfort. And in comfort, it takes courage. Standing behind here takes courage. So what did I do? I came by here. I've been so proud of myself. Can I just tell on myself? I've been standing over here in this grass just taking all kind of pictures and posting on social media because I've just been proud of it. But yesterday, my cousin did an exercise where she was taking dreamers into her dream. She's in a big hotel and she passes by an empty room. And Spirit said, turn around and go in your room. So she began to take us on a journey with her. And I wanted to take you on that same journey. So she said, look, you got to see the chairs filled. You've got to see yourself standing in front of all the people. So yesterday, I mean, my car should know how to come down Brookside. I come down it so often. So I'm driving from the salon, and I see the sign again, and I was going to pass by it, Allison. I turned around, came around the back street, came back through, and I walked through these doors. They had just completed, most of the people were gone, Davis. They were gone from the memorial service for your wife on yesterday. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you. It means a lot to me. Honestly, it really does. And I came through the doors. They were setting it up for today. I took my shoes off and I started walking down the aisle. And I told my son Houston, I said, I did something really silly. I was like, practice, because, you know, if y'all know AI, Allison Iverson, he was like, he don't need practice. He need to be in the game. I don't need practice. But I said I needed to practice walking down this aisle because I had not walked down that aisle as the minister before. And I started practicing walking down the aisle. I've stood behind here for different purpose. So I came up here and I sat in this seat. I sat in the seat that I knew I was going to sit in because I wanted my robe to know what it felt like to sit in that seat. I wanted my body to know how to relax in that seat. And then I stood up here because I needed to be able to look out and see these pews and see your faces. I didn't know who was going to be here, but I just started calling you forward. I just started calling you forward. I started calling you in. And when I look out, I see a bunch of people that I didn't know who was going to be here, but I called you forward, so thank you. I also came to offer you a permission slip. Because this week, I had to give myself permission to be great. Now listen, I am a baby boomer. I got in at the very end. I mean the very end. Was born December 1964, the last month of the last year of baby boomers. Was God intentional or what? So I just made a statement that I had to give myself permission to be great. Why did I have to give myself permission to be great? Because as a baby boomer, those of you who are baby boomers, Teresa, I see you. Those of us who are baby boomers, we have to give ourselves permission because we wait for everything. We wait for people to tell us when we can do something and when we can't do something. And we have to come out of that thinking before we can move forward. So I said to myself, I have to give myself some permission slips. I have to write myself some permission slips to be able to go forward with courage and being committed to that courage. To stand here with power. I came to remind you that your dream is still alive. Oh, nobody has any dreams?
Yeah, that's good.
Like 3 people over here have dreams. What is it like? I don't know how many people in here. 75 people? Oh, 3 people have dreams. Okay, great. David and 2 more.
Right.
Your dreams are still alive. My mama, my queen, just turned 77 last month. That girl looks good. And what I know is she's still dreaming. She's still dreaming. She's still going after stuff. At 77.
That's good.
What's your excuse? What's the one you're using that's propping up? That's propping it up, and you pull it out every single day to prop up that thinking, that belief system around your dreams. You keep propping it up, and what you really propping it up by your silence, because you won't tell nobody. Your silence is propping up your lack of action, your lack of implementation. What are you doing about it? I came to remind a son, a daughter, that you are indeed your mother and your father's child, but you are not their choices. I'm going to say it again. You are your mother's and your father's child, but you are not their choices. What do I mean by that? Just because your daddy left you does not mean that you have to abandon everybody else.
That's good.
Just because your mother did not have the capacity to love you the way you really needed to be loved, deserve to be loved, does not mean that you are unlovable.
Right.
Just because they were bad with money does not mean that you have to continue to say the struggle is real. Did y'all know we got the Google now? We got the Google, y'all. Everything you need is on Google. finances, Google, what can I learn about finances? And a whole bunch of stuff will come up. The Google. Because where I come from, they put the in front of everything. They say the cancer. For my non-melanin folks, we say stuff like the sugar. Now, you may not know what that means. Non-melanin, y'all go and get the Google and you'll figure it out. The sugar is diabetes.
Right.
Y'all like, what? Child, you done come to church today and learned what the sugar is. I am going to ask you a question. What is threatening your survival? Because I was born as a baby boomer, the folks who raised me, who gave birth to me, Travis and Imogene, they were born in 37 and 39. What was happening during that time?
Depression.
What?
The depression.
The Depression. That was about survival. Now, check this out. I'm going to help somebody here because this is going to save you some money at the therapist. Because some of y'all go. And then some of y'all need to go. Well, my parents came out of the Depression, so it was about survival. My grandmother, who raised my mama, was coming out. She was born in what, 1921? 20. What was happening then? What'd you say?
The Great Migration.
So the Great Migration, and we're moving, before my mother came along, we were moving into the stock market crash. But let me give y'all a history lesson right here. Black folks didn't have to worry about that. Because we was already crashed. It was a whole bunch of stuff was already happening. We didn't need to worry about that because we ain't had no blue chips, we ain't had no stocks, we ain't have none of that. But it was in the environment. You hear what I'm saying? It was in the environment. So we've got somebody who has come through stock market crash, Great Migration.
Tell the story, tell it.
And then we've got somebody who comes along during the Depression, then has these children, these baby boomer children, and we're trying to figure out who gives us permission after we've been raised with people who had to learn how to survive. So who's giving us permission today to be everything we said yes to before we ever got here? Now, this is how I'm going to help you with your therapy. My mama and them ain't wrong. I don't have to make my mama be a bad person. I don't have to make my daddy be a bad person. I don't have to make Nana and Big Daddy be bad people. I don't have to make Ma and Granddaddy be bad people. But I do have to understand what threatens my next. I have to understand that. I have to understand the history. And if we look at what's threatening our next right now in our present day history, some of the same, here's my favorite word again, ish, that was threatening us in the 60s. Some of the same stuff. Some of the same mindsets. Why? Because people went undercover. Oh, y'all gonna hear me today. People went undercover, went underground. And we started playing nice. And then we who were affected the most started being quiet. Because when we spoke, we got in trouble.
Right.
My mama used to tell me all the time at church when she was growing up that, sometimes people tell you stuff like, if you have questions, raise your hand. They lying. They don't want you to raise your hand. You start raising your hand. What she want? Oh, she always got something to say. Yes, I do, because I came here to speak. So my mom would say, when they would see her hand going up, like they would just be mad. But you've got to push through other people's perceptions when you have a mandate to do the thing that you came here to do. I came to tell you that I know some of you are like me. You discount and devalue your gifts by being silent. What do I mean by that? You won't be as smart. You won't play as hard. You won't do as well. Because somewhere, somebody had something to say about it. So you start dumbing down who you are. You start discounting. And I'll say you, I'm going to say we. Because I've been there too. And if I tell you the truth, if I'm being fully transparent, there's still some days I am there where I discount and devalue the very gift that lives on the inside of me. And this is not a God language. I'm just talking about what you came here with. There's a fire in your belly, but we don't know it because you keep dousing water on it. You forever got an extinguisher of silence and, here they said something, shh, and you put it out. Before we ever get to experience it. And sometimes we smell a little bit of smoke around you. And then we start calling you forward like I'm doing today. And then you start shriveling back because you had a bad experience in 1965. You had a bad experience in 2006. So that's the memory that you keep up with. Now, let me tell you something else about your brain. Your brain, if you tell yourself you can, or you tell yourself you cannot, you're right. Your brain does not know the difference. So what are you telling yourself? He said, uh-oh. What are you telling yourself? I came to interrupt patterns of quiet reserve, Brother Louis, and shadow living. I've had people say to me before that I just do so better when I work where people can't see me. Really? Sometimes you're in that space to come alongside, but then there are other times where you've got to come forward. So when it's time for you to come forward, you have to get into practice of doing it where you're coming forward because that muscle is weak. Come on. And your muscles have memory. Now, I know I don't look like I used to run points on the basketball team.
Go ahead. Go on.
But put a ball in my hand.
What do you say now?
Put a ball in my hand. My muscles still remember what it feels like to make a layup.
Right.
My muscles still remember what it feels like to stand behind the three-point line and swish it. Come on. Net, baby, not at the bottom of the net. Not airballing it, but popping that net. Come on in the room. But that took practice. My kids are talking amongst themselves. I see you. Y'all ain't funny. I see you. That's all right, because I know what's true. The reason why you can is because I did.
Come on.
Clap back. Clap back. Oh, I got something for you. As Bishop Pearson said, I got change for every dollar. So I'm coming for you too. Poor Noelle, she can't hardly take it. But I love the prophet, I call him a prophet, Eminem. Eminem said, you only get one shot. And you've got to take that shot. Today is your shot not to be silent anymore. So you've got to wake up to that. Not be excited in the moment, but fully wake up to the reality that I have something to say. And what I have to say actually matters. Somebody, somewhere is waiting on you. They're waiting on me to speak up. They're waiting on me to rise up. Yeah. Somebody is waiting on you. Everybody is not going to write a book like Davis Joyce. Everybody's not going to do that. But your voice matters. And more importantly, your voice has to matter to you first. Trusting your voice. You got to get into practice with that too. Because sometimes people tell you, oh yeah, girl, you've always liked blue. And then you start thinking about it. No, I haven't. I may like variations of blue. I like turquoise, but that navy blue, not so much. But you have to teach yourself how to trust what I love, what I need, what I want, what I deserve. Can you say amen to that? Yeah. One of my favorite writers, Howard Thurman, says this: there is something in every one of you that waits and listens for the sound of the genuine in your voice within yourself. It is the only true guide you will ever have. And if you cannot hear it, you will all of your life spend your days on the ends of strings that somebody else pulls. We're in the season of commitment in this church. That is the theme for this month. What will you be committed to? Will you stay committed to being quiet about your position, your placement in the world, your voice in your own life? Or will you remain, or will you come up and raise up to a place of where you're speaking truth to power? What are you committed to? The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "The ultimate measure of a woman or man is not where she or he stands in times of comfort and convenience, but where she or he stands at times of challenge and controversy." Look, ain't nobody got time for you being quiet when stuff is happening. I'm going to share with you a story. I have a very good friend who I love very much, and she loves me. When the murders took place in Baton Rouge and in Minnesota, Alton Sterling, I'm going to call their names, and Philando Castile, when that happened, many of us, people of color, couldn't find our non-melanin friends, people who say that they love us. And this really good friend of mine was quiet. She's watching today. Crickets. My feelings were hurt, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. It hurt me, as my grandmother would say, it cut me to the quick. It cut me. And I allowed myself to bleed. And then I opened my mouth and said, that was not okay. We ain't cool till we get this straight. And I need to tell you what that felt like. You didn't call me. You didn't text me. You didn't email me. You didn't ask me about my friends. My children. You didn't ask me, are you okay? You didn't ask me anything. So I went to her home. She apologized to me, and I went to her home, and we wept together because it was not worth me losing my friendship over. Now, was I willing to walk away? Yes, because it meant that much to me. And I needed her to know I needed you to take a stand for me and for my family and for my children. And we sat and we wept together until we came to a place of understanding. And not only did she didn't just throw a blanket out there like, well, I'm sorry. And then, like I was wrong for bringing it up. She actually walked with me. She actually helped me. She actually said to me, Carmen, I should have been there. And I failed you in that moment. That meant everything to me. But it was also about restoration, so it restored the relationship, and I didn't have to walk away, and neither did she. But she said this to me, you could have. I didn't know what I was going to meet today. I didn't even know if you would say yes to come and talk to me about this. This is the importance of, because relationships are affected when we're silent.
That's good.
Relationships are affected when we're silent. When we have our own stuff that's happening on the inside of us, and we're not magicians. People need to know. I need to know how you were affected. Walk me through that. Walk me through your fears. When you don't know how to speak up about something, ask me what would be meaningful to you, and let me tell you. And sit back but don't tell me how I feel.
Right.
There are things that threaten our survival. Things that tear a nation at its seams. We must hold our banner high, all indifference lay aside, and raise a single voice in unity. We will not be silent anymore. Shivering in the shadows, waiting, hoping that things will just happen. There's a cause that needs a voice. And when we speak, we cease to be silent anymore.
Good.
We cease to be silently ignored, lost, and insecure, longing for a place of peace and love. We will not be free until everyone is free. So for each captive soul, we lift our voice. We will not be silent anymore.
Let's all sing together. You're my brother, you're my sister. You're my brother, you're my sister. So take me by the hand. Together we will work until we're done. There's no...
We are your church, and we are proud to be your church, or at least a church that's having a positive impact on your life. I am personally blessed to be your minister, or at least a minister who you're allowing to speak into your life. I hope you'll support our ministry and share your love beyond belief by texting LOVE-BB to 41444 or go to our website. But you can just text LOVE-BB to 41444 and make your gift. It's wonderful. Thank you. Be blessed and be a blessing.